1 out of every 200 kids will suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder, or as we all know, OCD. That's roughly the same as those with juvenile diabetes, but unlike juvenile diabetes, it can take up to 7 years to receive an OCD diagnosis. That means most children with OCD will go through their entire childhood without proper treatment. Anxiety and OCD therapist Natasha Daniels is here to provide some valuable information for parents and has a new OCD workbook to help. So Natasha, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. So let's talk about anxiety and OCD. How are the two a little bit different?
They're actually really different. They're two different disorders. Their origins are different parts of the brain, and they're actually even diagnostically different. Anxiety is just about having an overreactive amygdala that makes you just super anxious about things that other people may not get anxious about. Where OCD is a glitch in the brain where you get stuck. And so you have an intrusive thought, and then you have the need to do a compulsion to find comfort, but it grows more intrusive thoughts.
Very interesting. So what are some things that are helpful for anxiety but will make OCD worse?
Yeah, a lot of times with anxiety, we might like reframe someone's thinking, we'll problem solve it. And when you do that with OCD, it actually can grow OCD more. A lot of mental compulsions are about ruminating, and people with OCD know it's irrational, but they can't stop doing the compulsion. So it also can make them feel a lot of shame.
We often at times hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm sorry, I have OCD. Oh, I'm sorry, I have OCD. But there are a lot of common stereotypes about it that are inaccurate. So touch on those for me a little bit.
Yeah, out of all mental health issues, OCD is really gets the brunt of the memes, which is really unfortunate. People say I'm so OCD, or I have a little bit of OCD, or I'm a little OCD. And OCD isn't about being neurotic. It's not about being a neat freak. It's not about enjoying organization. It's not enjoyable at all. It's a really debilitating disorder, and it comes in many different disguises that are not in that stereotype. People don't. I've worked with tons of people who are messy, disorganized, and still have very intense OCD.
Very interesting. What do parents do that inadvertently grows their child's OCD?
Yeah, if you don't recognize that your child has OCD, or you're just intuitively responding to your child, you can easily partner with OCD. And so you might rationalize with your child and say, like, you've already washed your hands 4 times. You don't need to wash it again. And the child knows this, but they can't stop because it's a compulsion. Or the child might ask them reassurance questions or confess things over and over again. And the parent has to kind of complete that loop. And they don't know that, so they keep doing it. So there's a lot of things that actually grow OCD that we can inadvertently do as parents.
And so, Natasha, you have a workbook that is great for kids. So tell us what we can expect out of your workbook and how we can get our hands on it.
Yeah, my hope was that because it's really hard to access an OCD therapist, my hope is that we could put something out in the world that would systematically walk a child through understanding what OCD is, to understanding their themes about OCD, to doing ERP, a type of approach for OCD, and then also working on their self-esteem and their family so that they can learn how to crush their OCD at home. So I created this workbook that was simple and easy, and kids can get engaged in it. Even a therapist can use it, or a parent can use it to walk their kids through. And that's my hope. People can get it wherever they get books, on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, get access to that evidence-based approach.
Yeah, it's always good to have extra help and extra resources out there. So thank you so much for creating something like this, and good luck with everything. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.